Okay, let's record, or maybe it is working. Let's see. All right, let's start the recording. And so far, I don't see any of you on YouTube, so we should be good. All righty. So we're gonna start with breathing, a breathing exercise. Today, we're gonna be practicing presence, practicing moving into inner peace, and we're gonna start by breathing. So just take a couple deep breaths, bringing your attention to your breath. And noticing the natural movement of your breath. Notice how easy it is to breathe, that there's no effort really required in breathing. So just notice breath. And notice what sensations you feel as you breathe in and out. Be curious about where in your body are you aware of your breath. And see if you can find another spot in your body where you notice your breath bringing sensations. For example, maybe you've noticed your chest. How about your abdomen? Or maybe your nose. And simply put all of your attention on the sensations of your breath. And the reason why breath is such a fundamental practice for meditation and for cultivating inner peace is because directing our attention to our breath has a natural effect of quieting the mind a little bit. If thoughts come in, you let them go and you come back to the sensations of your breath and the sound of my voice. But also, when you bring your attention to your breath, it naturally begins to slow down and deepen. And the instant that your breath slows down, your nervous system switches out of fight or flight instantaneously. As soon as you take a deep breath. So your nervous system switches into parasympathetic mode, or the calm, relaxed, peaceful state. And so the more you breathe, the more that thoughts tend to drift away. And the more you relax and enter a peaceful state. So you continue breathing. Noticing the gentle movement of your breath. And the more you do this, the more you enjoy just the simple noticing. Your body enters this relaxed state, this centered state. Your mind quiets down. And you're simply present with your breath. And so you take one more breath. With full attention. And you gently let go of this breathing meditation. Okay, I'm gonna stop the YouTube live. See if I can figure it out. Okay, yes, here we go. All right, we're gonna get this recording going as well. Okay, yes, here we go. Okay, so we're going to move into a second exercise. Today we're talking about cultivating peace, cultivating presence within ourselves. There's so much going on in the world. So all of the unrest, all of the heartbreak, the protests, the violence, but especially all of the kind of shock, the dismay, the heartbreak that we feel over just what's going on in our country that has been going on for so long. So we're all feeling a heaviness, and we're in this space of wondering how can we be the peace? How can we help to cultivate peace? How can we participate in the right way? So these exercises, these meditations, whether it's breathing or this exercise that we're going to do next, they're all about cultivating that inner peace within ourselves. They're all about really deeply rooting in an unflappable centeredness where we can bear witness to what's happening and that we can remain centered so that we can clearly see and find the opportunities where we can participate, where we can contribute, where we can, and come from this place of inner peace, of inner equanimity that is so necessary. Because a lot of the protests and a lot of the calling for change are warranted and absolutely necessary, but it's the loss of equanimity, and it's the loss of centeredness that gets fueled by violence. And so we end up just confusing things and losing the core of the message. So we want to always be centered in our own peace, in our own centeredness, and our own equanimity. And that's what all of these exercises are about. So we're going to do a very simple exercise that I did with my reboot group today. I call it the body check-in. It's very simple, and it's all about bringing our awareness to ourselves so that we can become fully present with what we're experiencing, so that we can be in mastery, if you will, of what we're experiencing, as opposed to letting our emotions run us or getting carried by a train wreck of thought forms that maybe are not even ours. All of the scary messages and scary ideas and hate filled messages and ideas that other people seem to be repeating. And so when we practice this exercise of checking in with ourselves, then we can really see how we're being touched by everything, what's ours, what's registering inside of us, and we can, you know, let go of the things that don't serve us. So, if you haven't done so already, I want to invite you to close your eyes and again take a deep breath in. And imagine using your breath again to go inward. And as you begin to do this body check in, or rather, should we call this self check in, because it's going to touch multiple dimensions. You're going to start by scanning your body and noticing what are the different sensations in your body. This is also what might be called mindfulness meditation, becoming aware of what's present, noticing sensations, and becoming aware of what's registering for you. So just scan your body and notice the different physical sensations that you're having right now. Some might be neutral sensations, the sensation of clothes, for example. Some might be uncomfortable sensations if the clothes is, if your clothes are pinching, or if there's pain anywhere. And some might be pleasant sensations. Perhaps if you were outside when you're listening to this, you might feel a breeze brushing your face. Just notice the variety of physical sensations. And also see if you can notice subtle physical sensations. Maybe like a subtle weight or pressure somewhere. Maybe a subtle constriction. Or maybe a subtle fluttering. And just be curious to see what's there. And now that you've checked in with yourself on the physical level, you're now going to scan your mental space. The mental space you've been in today, and maybe as you joined this call. The different thoughts that have occupied your mind today. Notice what kinds of thoughts you've had. Are they positive thoughts? Are they perhaps what we would call negative thoughts? Self-limiting thoughts? Are there critical thoughts? Are there uplifting thoughts? Because the more that you can become aware of the mental wavelengths that are running through you. It's like imagine yourself like a radio emitting these mental wavelengths. The more you become aware of what kinds of wavelengths you're emitting, the more you can do something about what you would like them to be. So you just notice. And notice also if there are some thoughts that are criticizing the kinds of thoughts that you are having or judging. And notice if you've jumped onto somebody else's mental wavelength, perhaps on social media or the news or a phone call or a conversation. And you took in some of their thoughts, some of their ideas. And finally, we're going to move into noticing the emotional weather you have been in today. What has your emotional state been like today? Just notice that. There may have been nuances throughout the day, little variations. And sometimes when you notice what I like to call the emotional music in the background, you instantly know, sometimes, not always, but sometimes you instantly know What is the thought form that matches it or that goes along with it, where they kind of feed each other? So notice what kinds of feelings, what kinds of emotions have been present today. And notice where in your body do you feel these emotions? Some will be very clear and others maybe not so clear. Just be curious. There's no right or wrong answer here. Your emotions are always registering in your body, or you wouldn't know you're having them. And see if there's anything else about your day that you would like to be aware of, anything else in your experience. And pause for a moment to take notice that the simple practice of noticing your experience is like taking a step back and becoming the witness of your life. And when we take that step back, it's a step that instantly moves us into a deeper calmness, a deeper peace. When we're being the witness, we're no longer consumed by the stories, the thoughts, the physical sensations. A little part of us is stepping back and noticing. Simply noticing. This pain is here. This anxiety is here. These thoughts are here. This worry is here, whatever it may be. And you're just noticing. And it's the noticing, the being the witness that starts to create the space for us to witness ourselves and to witness everybody else without being consumed. We can witness. We can have compassion for ourselves. We can have compassion for others. And this is how we can pull ourselves out from feeling like we're drowning in whatever the current experience may be, whether it's our own or it's the collective experience. Okay, so I'm going to invite you to take a deep breath and let go of this body check-in. And today we did it a little longer than normal. But you can do a body check-in in 5 minutes, in 3 minutes. Scan your body. What am I feeling physically? Scan your mind. Okay, what thoughts are going through here? Scan your emotional state. It can be 3 minutes, and it's a powerful, powerful tool to bring yourself into the witnessing position and start to carve that space, that openness, where you kind of pull yourself out of the river, if you will. All right.